Today you'll be watching a video on the orientation of the Media Center. Welcome to Lions Creek Middle School Media Center. Now, first thing I'm going to tell you is how books are arranged in the Media Center. Every single book has a spine, and on the spine there's a sticker which has a call number. Now, a call number are the letters and numbers that appear on the spine or on the bottom left of the cover of books in the library. The call number is very unique to every single book. It is kind of like the address, and it tells us how it is located in the Media Center. There are different areas in the Media Center. The first one is the fiction section. The fiction section in the Lions Creek Media Center is found on the left-hand side as you enter the Media Center. The books in this section have a fiction call number of an F and the first three letters of the author's last name. So if I was an author and I had written a book, my call number would be F and then T-A-Y. F standing for fiction and T-A-Y for the first three letters of my last name. The next section located in the Media Center is the nonfiction. It is located towards the back of the Media Center, and it starts towards the middle, and then it moves to the right-hand side towards the back of the library. Now, nonfiction call numbers have numbers, actual numbers. So they start at the number 0 and they go to 999. So you will see numbers 593.12 SMI, again, the author's first three letters of their last name. And each section is labeled with the numbers of the nonfiction books. Biographies are found on the right-hand side of the Media Center, and their call number begins with a B for biography, and JAM would be an example of a book written about LeBron James. Biographies are books about people. So again, B for biography and JAM for James, for LeBron James. Now, on the right-hand side of the biography books, you're going to find all the new books. There's no real order to them. We have sort of all of the fiction books on the left and the nonfiction books on the right. So anytime that you come into the Media Center and you want to find out about new books, you can locate them there. The circulation desk is found on the right-hand side in the center of the library, and this is where you're going to check out and return books. So when you want to bring books back, there's a little slot in the desk that you can return your books. And then at the desk, you will also be checking out your books. Some loans and limits about books. You're able to return and check out books at the circulation desk, like I said. Every student can check out 2 items for 2 weeks, or you can renew them. You can renew them both online, or you can renew them in the actual library. Now, if you lose or you damage a book, you must pay for it or replace it. The Follow Destiny Library Catalog is what you're going to use in order to find books in the library. The library catalog can be found on this website. It is also found in the blue brochure that I handed to you today. And what you're going to use as a username is your student number, which is also found on your ID, and your SSO password. The first thing you will do is you'll go to Google and you will type in the Media Center for Lions Creek's website, which is provided for you in the blue flyer. You can also use, if you're using your phone, the QR barcode that was on the flyer as well, but either way, it should take you to the same site. You are now on the Lions Creek Middle School Media Center Follow Destiny homepage. You are to log in by clicking the login button on the top right-hand corner of the screen. You will use your SSO number to log in. And on the top, Now, on the page, there are different kinds of resources that you can use that are free to you. But today we're going to look at how to use the catalog to find books and other resources within Lions Creek's Middle School Library catalog. So we're going to go to the catalog tab on the top. We'll click, and here you will see the catalog. We want to use the tab on the left-hand side where it says Destiny Quest. You're going to click on that. And here you can see all the different things, like you can see the top 10 books that's been checked out recently in our library. And then on the right hand, you can see new arrivals that have just been added to the library site. So today we're going to look for books and other resources that Lions Creek has that you may use at home or at school. So I'm going to type in the subject on the top, which is, I'm going to type in frogs, and then press enter. It is now searching for all the different kinds of things that you can see within the school. Now, here it tells us that there are 2,600 possibilities for books and other resources about frogs. But this includes all the information within all Broward County schools. I want you from here to go down to the tab on the left-hand side, which says location. We're going to limit the search to our school. And notice now we only have 91 resources that we can find that deal with frogs at Lions Creek Middle School. Now, here we have 91 resources, and you can see that on the bottom right-hand corner, it's going to tell you what type of resource it is. In this case, it's a book. Down here, it's a video. Videos are only for teachers to check out. And then over here, we also have ebooks. I'm going to go through different kinds of resources for you to see that you can use just in case you were doing a frogs project, let's say, in your biology class. Now, I'm going to click the first resource that I think is interesting. I'm going to click on it. As we click onto this page, there's some important information that you need to know about this book. First, you know that the title is Frog and Toads, the Leggy Leapers. The author and illustrator are here. Other important information about the book that might be important to you, but probably you will not need. The most important thing is over here on the left-hand side underneath the picture of the book, which is the call number. Remember I discussed earlier that call numbers are kind of like the address of books in the library. It tells us exactly where to locate them here at Lions Creek Middle School Library. Now, we see that the numbers here are 597.8 MIL. This is telling me that this book is going to be found in a nonfiction area. So you're going to look in the nonfiction part of the library to find this book. But another thing that you can see is that underneath we have the shelf browser. And the shelf browser is nice because it gives us, here was the book that we were looking for, but it tells us what other types of books might be on the same shelf next to it. So Amazing Amphibians might be on the left-hand side, and then Amphibians on the right-hand side. So those are that's interesting. The shelf browser kind of helps us to maybe are there other types of books that we might like around the one that we had picked. The other important portion of this page is it tells us if this book is available. On top it tells us one, that it's in, and the second thing is how many of these books are located here in this library. Notice that you can also see there are other books in different libraries, but what we want to see is that there is one of one here at Lions Creek Middle School. Now I'm going to close this page and I'm going to go to another resource. I'm going to choose this, A Frog's Life. I will click on here, and now notice that, remember I told you that this is an ebook, and you're able to, as a student here at Lions Creek and part of Broward County Schools, to view and read ebooks that you can check out here from our library. You're going to open it, And it's going to ask you to select a library, and you're going to pick again Lions Creek Middle, and then click on Select Library. Now you're able to check out A Frog's Life on your phone or a tablet or on a computer at home. That you can read this book. You're going to check. You can check it out. Again, it will ask you to log in with your SSO number. Okay. After you've checked it out, it will bring you to the page where it tells you when it's due and how to return it, or if you want to download it to, let's say you have an e-reader at home that you can use, or even on your phone. But otherwise, you can also read it on a computer. And so we clicked on Read Now, and then it's going to open up on your computer using Access 360. And here you can see, using the arrow keys, you can turn the pages. This is the beginning, and then you can read through the book. Now I'm going to exit out of the ebooks and go back to Destiny Quest and show you other resources about frogs. So I will close this tab as well. Now notice that I told you we had 91 resources. All you have to do is to go through the tabs up here where it says Next and Previous, and you can see all the different titles of things that you can find about frogs. Again, fiction or nonfiction. Now I'm going to choose a fiction book. In this case, it is In a Glass Grimly, a companion to an A-Tale Dark and Grim. So again, the author, the call number, remember the address. This is how do I know it's a fiction book? Because it starts with an F and it has the first three letters of the author's last name. Again, it tells us on the right that it's in, and then we have one available here at Lions Creek Middle. I will close out of here. And one last thing I will tell you about this page. Let's say that you, again, were doing a project about frogs. So you wanted books that you wanted to make a list of. All you have to do is that you're going to click on the title and you're going to drag it over here to where it says drag and drop. And you can add as many books as you want to this. And when you're finished, you'll click on the titles and it gives you, you can have a list of all the different resources that you want. You can save it, you can email it, or you can print it. And then if you are working at home, I would suggest printing it. And then it's going to print the call number and the author. So then if you could come to Lions Creek Middle School's library and find them in the library and check them out. So that is the great resource for you to have. Again, you can do all those different things in order to keep a list of the books that you might be interested in and bring them to the library. I'm going to close out of here. Okay, now I'm going to talk about this tab up here that says OneSearch. OneSearch is going to search for all the different kinds of databases that Lions Creek Middle School subscribes to. And what's nice about this is that the information that it's searching, one, it's free to you, but two, it is filtering out all the other information and it only deals with articles, magazine articles, journal articles that are written specifically for those for middle school students. Now, I strongly suggest when doing any type of research or homework that you need to look up items, that although you may not be checking out a book from the library, this OneSearch button on Destiny Quest is going to find articles and things, again, written for middle school students. There are 5 different ones that really pertain to you as a student, and they are Britannica Online, these two Gale products that I'll briefly discuss in a minute, SIRS and SIRS Discover. Teachingbooks.net is more for teachers. So let me first go to Britannica Online. Okay, so again, there are 177 different types of journal articles, magazine articles, websites, and other curriculum content that you can find from Britannica Online Middle School. Now I'm going to pick out this because probably if you were doing a project on frogs, you might need to know the anatomy of a frog. So as I click on here, you can see it's like an encyclopedia journal, and you have different options here. You can, you're able to read the article. It might take you to other articles that might be important for your research topic. It has links to other things. It has pictures and images, other articles that might be related to this. You can print it. If you need to translate it to a different language that would be more helpful for you, it will read it to you as well. You can minimize and go make the fonts bigger or smaller. So again, this is a great resource in order to do your research projects in any subject. So let's close out of that. Then again, like I said, there were 177 different kinds of things that you might have to look through in order to see that what's important for your project. So let's close out of that. The next database we're going to look at is Kids Infobits by Gale. Now I'm going to click on here, and again we're looking at frogs. I'm going to look at the frog, and it takes a couple of minutes in order for it to load, but again, Infobits provides different information that is pertinent to you as a middle school student. Now here we have the full text article about frogs, and it gives you a citation. Now this article might not be as much of information that you may need, so you might say, okay, this one's not important and I can't use it. But what's nice about Kids Infobits, and you can search from here as well, is that on the bottom, when you're doing projects and your teacher needs a bibliography page, it automatically provides that at the bottom of each of the articles. So you can see that here for this source, it is Look at the Frog, Highlights High Five Bilingue, March 2018, page 34. It automatically does the citation for you, which is very nice, and you don't have to worry about creating it yourself. Now let's go back, and again, you can see that there are 292 different articles about frogs in this database. We will close out of here. The next one is Informe, and what's nice about Informe is that these are articles, we have 14 about frogs, are articles that are in Spanish or in Portuguese. So that is another helpful resources for you all. Now I will close out of here. The next database is SIRS Issues Researcher. Now, SIRS Researcher is a general reference database that contains thousands of full-text articles exploring all different kinds of things, such as social, scientific, health, historic, and so forth. Now, in this database, it searched frogs, and it found 75 different articles on the topic of frogs. And so let's look down and see what other kinds of things that might be important for us to see. So this looks interesting. Should some species be allowed to die out? Let's look and see what this type of article is going to give us. Now, it is a newspaper article, and you can see that on here. It tells us when it was written and by whom. And so the article seems interesting. It has a lot of important information in here, and I believe that also here at the end of the article, it gives you a brief summary about what the article was about. So before you read it, you might want to go all the way down to the bottom of the article to get that brief summary. And it also provides the citations on two different styles, MLA and APA. And I believe that most of the time you'll be using the MLA. So from here, you can actually copy it and put it on a Word document, and now you have the citation that you can use for your assignment. Again, you can do different things. You can print it, you can email it. If you press the cite, it'll give you the citation at the bottom. So now I will close out of here, and I will go to the last database that we have here at Lions Creek, which is SIRS Discover, which is the same, providing all different kinds of articles. And in this case, we have 1,000 different articles that you may want to kind of scroll down and see what might be of importance to you for your project. So here we have frog science. And it pretty much does what the other SIRS issues researcher did. It gives you all the information about this. This was about, it was on Scholastic News too. The article, it gives you other like pictures and so forth. It'll cite it for you. So if we go to cite, it will do the citation as well. So again, I do really recommend that you use this when you're doing projects for your class, because it really does narrow down your search instead of just using Google. It is, I believe, a really, really helpful resource for you to do your projects with. The Media Center is open from 9:30 to 4 p.m. You may come to the Media Center with a pass from your teacher at any point of the day. You may use the internet and the computers only for school-related work. No personal emails, texting, or posting on social media is allowed at any time. You may not use your phone in the Media Center at all, and there is no eating or drinking allowed as well. Now, when you're in the library, be respectful, help each other, ask lots of questions, remember to bring books back, say please and thank you, treat books kindly, work hard, have fun, always ask for help, and read, read, read. Thank you for spending the day at the Media Center.